Jewish people were experiencing so many problems that for 200 years before Christ lived and 200 years after, the Jewish people were under a tremendous amount of pressure from foreign powers. I mean, they live in a space on the planet that happens to be the conjunction of 3 continents, and so foreign armies were always trampling through their backyards, basically. And as a result, they never had peace. So, but their one contribution, their one major contribution to the world was the concept of one God. And they had a lot of trouble keeping that contained and not having that elaborated and expanded to like 3 in 1 or 5 in 1 or something like that. And they were concerned, the rabbis were concerned at the time of, a little bit before the time of Christ, that things were getting out of hand. There was too much dependence on these angels. There was a lot of talk about angels. So they actually put a lid on that, and they started eliminating some of the books that describe angels. And so the Christians weren't so concerned with that issue. And so they elaborated on the angels. And it's they who preserved the whole concept of hierarchy and numerous angels and the names and et cetera, et cetera. Yes?
Are you familiar with the book, The Aquarian Gospel of Jesus the Christ, and the references to the Seraphim and Cherubim in the introduction of that?
No, I'm not familiar with the book, Aquarian Gospel of Jesus Christ. No, I'm not.
Authority over the Piscean age and then transferring it to the Seraphim and Cherubim in the Aquarian age.
Really?
The transfers takes place and stuff.
Oh, I should look at that.
It mentions the 4 names of the 4, both cherubim, both seraphim, as they transfer the power from one to the other.
Wow, very impressive. So the idea of cherubim and seraphim is, there are a couple of books. I think the Keys of Enoch speak a lot about seraphim and cherubim. I just briefly looked at that, So there are a couple of books that elaborate in the modern times, a little bit more about these angels. But I'm not familiar with that source.
So obviously they wouldn't be giving us this information from ancient Atlantean mystery school unless it was something we should be learning. So maybe you could elaborate a little more
on that.
Yeah.
I do get the impression that the seraph that I'm working with feels that it's very important at this time to revive the energies, that the earth is facing too many challenges, and that it's pretty important that I spread the new energies as fast as I can. So it's a revival, but I think there's probably, I can't imagine that it's exactly in the same format that it was in the time of Atlantis or the time of Judea. However, it's in the modern format, and I put it in workshop format to make it easy for people to do in one-day workshops, and so he does want me to spread this as fast as possible. There is a website called www.seraphimblueprint.com. I can be reached from North America on a toll-free number, 1-800-736-3351. 1-800-736-3351. So you can, I'm building this, There is some reason why he parked me in Australia. I don't really know. I noticed in my whole life, I was always pushed to a different continent when I had a new lesson to learn. So there is some reason why I'm bilingual, Japanese, English, have a big following in Japan right now of this work, much bigger than anywhere else. There are teachers in Malaysia that are quite active. I have just made 29 teachers in Japan. They're teaching it all over the country. It's very easy to take in. You experienced it today. That's all you have to do is passively receive the energy. I give you a handout explaining how to use the energies. Such an easy program. Very easy. So this is in addition to whatever else you might be doing. If you're meditating, it's not going to replace that. It's like a side dish. It's something else.
And if you've gone through Reiki and those initiations, this is different.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, there are millions of energy healing vibrations in the universe. Reiki is one vibration, this is a different vibration. And you can mix the two. You can mix Reiki with Seraphim. You can mix some of the other modalities that you learned with the Seraphim healing modality.
So they complement each other.
They do complement each other.
Another, thing in the medicine cabinet, yeah.
That's right, another thing, or another feather in your cap.
Yeah, so you add it to your repertoire.
That's right, exactly. Yes.
Once you get this, is there anything that you can do that might hinder it or cause you to lose it?
If it's a battery that you've plugged into your computer software, how do you keep it recharged and going?
Well, I recommend that you go through the levels, but you don't have to be in any hurry to go through the levels. In order to become a teacher of the system, the requirements right now worldwide are you do the first 3 levels, and then you're eligible to apply for the teacher training class, which is very short. It's a 1-day course, but it's completely different initiations that make you a teacher. And so that's what I recommend. But I don't think you can